In this video, we'll be going over another 11 plus question. So, here we have our question. John puts 5 dots on a piece of paper in such a way that no 3 dots are in a straight line. He joins every dot to every other dot with a straight line. How many lines does he draw? So, when you're drawing a diagram for this, we have to make sure that 3 of the dots are not in a straight line. So the best way to do this would be to draw the corners of a pentagon. So that's what we're going to do. Corner 1, corner 2, corner 3, corner 4, corner 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to start drawing lines. And so let's start off with our leftmost dot. How many lines can we draw from there? So let's draw it. We have one line here. We have our second line here. We have our third line here. And we have our fourth line here. So from our first dot, we can draw 4 lines. So let's write that down. So if we have 4. Now, from our second dot, how many lines can we draw? So let's go clockwise now, and let's get our second dot. So how many lines can we draw from here? So we have our first line. We have our second line. We have our third line. Now, if you think about going back to the previous dot, you see that there's already a line there. So we can't count that. So we have 3 more extra lines. Now, let's go clockwise again. And let's take the next dot. How many lines can we draw from here? So we have our first line. And we have our second line. And all the other lines are already drawn. So we have +2. And now, if we go to our final dot, how many lines can we draw from there? We can only draw 1 more line. So we add 1 onto the end. And the total for this is 10. Now, what you may have been able to see is a pattern emerging from this. So we've had our 5 dots, but in the lines between them we've had 4, then it's dropped down to 3, then to 2, then to 1. Now this question can be modeled in a similar way with either football teams playing each other or people shaking hands. So always, instead of counting every single line and drawing out every diagram, you can map it out in this kind of way.
As always, thank you for watching and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any new content.